Hello everyone. Welcome to the show, A Bowl of Noodles with me, Big John. For those of you who are new to this is not a mukbang video. This show is all about noodles and all things branding and marketing. Now, my noodle journey this week takes me to the faraway, exotic land, Melaka, in Malaysia. Take a look. Hi everyone, Big John here, and right now I'm with my daughter. We're at the mini Malaysia and ASEAN Cultural Park. Yeah, she's got a new hat. But anyway, so one thing about noodles, right? Every culture in as far as Asia is concerned, right, has its own version of noodles, and of course Malaysia is not any different. And this is the way famous mee goreng. So it's definitely gonna pack a punch. Yeah, it's a bit spicy. See the chili here, and what you're supposed to do is you gotta squeeze it all in. So I think one thing about noodles, just like brands, I mean, every country might have sort of the same thing. Noodles are noodles, made from the same kind of ingredients everywhere, but it's in each particular market, each particular country, that it has its own take on it. I think that's the beauty and that's the uniqueness of everything, and I think that's what you have to concentrate on as well, right? You're not just replicating the same thing all across the board, but bringing what your culture is special and bringing it to the product that you have. And I think that's why I love calling this a bowl of noodles, although technically I have a plate of noodles here with me, but it's just something to learn about how your business should work, how your marketing should be done, just through the lessons of, you know, the humble hawkers and food sellers just around us. And yeah, I'm going to give this a taste, of course. It's way important. And I think there you can see it. Oh. And so, there we go, the first taste. Oh, that is really, really good. And of course, my favorite, the Asian al dente. So they have it too. Got some stuff that I can't eat in here, like the prawn, which my daughter's picking at, but really, really yummy. And yeah, I'll catch you back for the episode itself. Cheers. And now I'm so happy to say hello packets of fried noodles, char kway teow and laksa, and goodbye to overpriced bar food on my next time out for some wine. Singapore wine retailer Bottles and Bottles is making the BYO concept, not BO concept, or bring your own food concept mainstream into their 8 by Bottles and Bottles outlets. Now, the success they achieved with their earlier outlet at Changi Airport Terminal 3 has prompted this opening of this other dining experience at Great World. Some of you might be thinking this is madness. Why am I making people bring their own food when I can charge them overpriced chicken wings? Now, this is a great strategy for them to focus on their core strengths. Reduce the need for kitchen staff, reduce the food and perishables cost, reduce those awful ratings that they might receive for, subpar food. Maybe not saying that they do serve subpar food, but you know that you guys always complain about the food. And instead to focus all their energies and the business entirely on the experience of enjoying good wines and spirits. Really smart strategy, because that plate of awful chicken wings and other equally awful snacks found in other establishments, that hard-earned money from customers, that's you, can now maybe be spent on more premium bottles of wine. Changing the way your business operates does not mean giving up what you're familiar with. I don't know why. Whenever I talk to people, I say, look, the business has to change in some way. And then they'll start telling me things like, hey, I've been doing this for the last 20 years. I can't possibly change. I said, look, it's not the what you are doing, right? It's how you are doing it that needs to be changed. So congratulations to Bottles and Bottles on the opening of the new store. McDonald's and Wendy's are finding themselves in really a deep fat fryer. A lawsuit seeking a class action suit in the US. Wait for it, wait. So they are being sued for making their burgers look bigger than they actually are. Ronald and Wendy, you're certainly not the first people to do something like that. So the whole issue is that they are being accused of using undercooked patties to make their burgers appear 15 to 20% bigger than the ones served. Trick of the camera? Maybe. I suppose you can make anything look bigger if you zoom in enough. Well, some of you might be guilty. But anyway, given that people have the time and technology these days, don't try to lie to your customers in any way whatsoever. Maybe it's about time restaurants and companies take pictures of the food they really serve, instead of facing issues of smaller burgers
or a bowl of noodles with less fish balls and fish cakes, which means a lot of complaints. And what's next for these big corporations? Stop ruining my life. Now let me talk a bit about my beloved Manchester United. Need a stiff drink for that one. Now, Manchester United is a global brand, and miserable fans like myself have suffered for too long. Now, for those familiar with what's been happening following a period of dominance for over 2 decades, the club is in a decline of sorts. Now, why am I bringing up football? Right? It's because the troubles this football club has faced is very, very well reported. Now, the continuity of any company is super. So it's really important because I mentioned super twice, yeah? Important. And that calls into question what your organization is doing in terms of succession planning and of course the staff that you bring in. There is always a risk, no matter how much money you are making now or how well you are doing, if your organization is maybe, for example, built around one individual. Name dropping might attract some interest, saying to a prospective employee, "Ooh, you get to work for Mark Zuckerberg or you get to work for Elon Musk," and so on and so on. But moving ahead, it cannot be used as a tactic forever. Now, in my company, for example, we never believe in the strength of one. And that's because, the collective is always much stronger. And that way also when people deal with you, they don't have to be worried that a particular so-and-so is missing. So I share about how multifaceted my team is. I share about the backgrounds of the members of the team and so on. And explain how each person's contribution, works towards a very successful project. That way, full credit is also given to everyone, and should anything happen, touch wood, your organization is safe. Also, join me as I pray for a successful new season with Manchester United. Now, next up, in a commentary by Channel News Asia, the discussion that was brought up puts the focus on bonuses and its relevance in the age of the knowledge economy. A company's performance must be measured as a whole, and it should not be like receiving a star sticker when you're 5 years old just for showing up. Right? There's a lot of talk going around nowadays about people who get special bonuses if they don't take any medical leave. Oh, sad. There are people whom I've interviewed for projects who are genuinely unhappy with the lopsided nature of bonuses. Now, the sales team are showered with money and the rest have their showers at home. But how do you react as a boss? Do you want to reward the team responsible for bringing in all the moolah or not? Do you measure performance overall? Because think about it, everyone's contributions make or break a company. Take manufacturing for example. If the sales team brings in all that money, but the respective teams are not motivated to perform, everything comes crashing down. When the products come out, my approach to this would also be to get rid of individual assessments. If the staff is really bad, you don't need to wait for bonus assessments to figure that out. You already take the necessary steps to fix that situation, which means things have to change to provide the necessary managers and so on to report and fix the problem early. Also, the thing I've heard from my experiences is that these individual assessments are felt to be very partial. You play the political game, we are human. And people like you might get a higher rating. Face it, there's no way we can be totally impartial. So the way forward, I believe, is to assess the performance of the entire company. Agree or not? Well, that's up to you. Increasing the basic pay might be a solution, but inflation can easily eat that part out, making this whole solution a potentially short-term one. So yes, tough one this is, so do give me your thoughts as well. Now, in a recent survey done, it also showed that almost 50% of employees in Singapore had plans to leave their jobs this year. And when I speak to other leaders and bosses, they all talk about the same thing, and that is staffing issues. The great resignation has not escaped our shores, and regardless of industry, companies are seeing their staff flow out faster than diarrhea after eating at a bad seafood joint. Now, retail, education, law, and many other industries are losing out talent they had been carefully nurturing. Now, one thing to realize is you cannot stop it. I've been hearing experiences like staff are walking out to larger companies and MNCs for salaries that are up to 1,500 Singapore dollars more per month in salary. So how do you as an SME fight with that? Because there is no such thing as loyalty anymore, especially with that much money left on the table. Because you can no longer try to squeeze blood from stone, and face it, most of us are no Elon Musk or Mr. Zuckerberg. And there is no reason to follow you. This is where empathy comes into play, even though our culture in most cases have this attitude of, not happy, then you can leave. Trying to speak more to your staff, understanding their challenges, personal and professional, be the kind of person they know they can trust and support, and you might just be able to stop them leaving. The company of today cannot be run like it was 20 or 30 years ago. So you have to evolve in a way that you manage. So remember to support my next bowl of noodles by liking and subscribing to this channel. Remember, it's time to steam up that brand of yours, keep it hot, keep it fresh, or go stale and die. This is Big John signing off until the next episode.